Yes, Generative Extend in Adobe Premiere Pro is finally here and I'm super excited. In this video, we'll talk about all the April 2025 updates in Adobe Premiere Pro. We'll talk, of course, about Generative Extend, which I'm super excited about. I've previously talked about this tool and now it is finally here inside Adobe Premiere Pro, and I can't wait to test it out with you together. The next update is a search panel, which is super useful. It's now way easier to search anything inside Adobe Premiere Pro, and we'll have a look at it in a little moment. Translate Captions is the next update. So not only can you add automatic captions, which was released, I believe, last year, and it's an incredible tool. It's a good use for AI, isn't it? Every single word, every single sentence will now be automatically converted to captions. And now Adobe has made it even more exciting because you can now automatically translate those captions. This is great if you have an interview and you would like to translate. Let's say I'm talking in French and I would like to have a video for my English-speaking audience. So this is awesome, and we're gonna have a look at it in a little moment. Now the next update is dynamic audio waveforms, just like you see here. So this just means that whenever you make adjustments to sound, the waveforms will adjust automatically and change accordingly, as you can see here, which is quite nice. Another viewing option that you might not notice, and it's very minute and subtle, is rounded corners of clips, because now it's easier to differentiate between two different clips thanks to that. All right, so enough talking and let's dive into this. So let's go ahead and open Adobe Premiere Pro. Now, if you don't have Adobe Premiere Pro, feel free to check out the link below. I've added, it's a link to sign up to Adobe Creative Cloud or just Adobe Premiere Pro. So Adobe Creative Cloud is Photoshop, InDesign, Illustrator, Premiere Pro, After Effects. So that's totally up to you. Either way, once you've done that, go ahead and open Adobe Premiere Pro 2025. And you'll see Generative Extend is here. How exciting. You can simply click on Get Started or just click on New Project. Either works. Beautiful. And now you can go ahead and click on Import Media or double click because we're going to import a bunch of clips. Now, I've personally taken a bunch of stock videos from Mixkit, which offers free videos. So I'm going to go ahead and import a bunch of clips so we can practice on. Import, and voila, they're over here. Now, if I want to create a sequence from those clips, I can either click on one and drag here, or drag to this new sequence button. And that will create a sequence in the size of the original clip. All right, so this person is dancing in a really cool way. And there is our magic Generative Extend tool, which is AI. It will generate extensions of 2 seconds for video, 10 seconds for audio, or 2 seconds for both video and audio. So this is a lot of numbers for me, so my brain just went to mush when I saw all these numbers. So let's give it a go because I'm more a visual person. Perhaps you are too. So we're going to click on this icon. Check that your media meet the current requirements for using Extend. I think that's okay. And then you'll see this lovely little icon here, and you can just click and drag and see it's generating, uploading. AI can require a little bit of time because it's generating, it's thinking. 38%. I'm sure as the time goes on, this will go faster. Just like enhanced speech. I don't know if you remember, but in the beginning, it was extremely slow, a little bit frustratingly slow. And now it's much faster. So I'm sure that over time, Adobe will speed up the process. In the meantime, feel free to have a lovely big breath. Inhale and exhale. Yes. All right, it seems to have been working. And by the way, if you would like to zoom into the clip, you can just press plus. And then you can just scroll to this side. There we go. All of this is AI generated, just this bit. I love that it's indicated. So let's go ahead and see how it looks. And all right, so the AI generation bit is just a continuation of this pose. All right, I think it could be better. Let's see if I do it of this. I'm gonna split this clip. Shortcut is C, by the way, or this tool, razor. And I'm just gonna click and I'm gonna go back to the selection tool, which is V for a very important selection tool. Select this clip, delete, and then I'm gonna try and create a generative extend from here. Click and drag. And sadly, generative extend can only be applied once. All right, that's fine. I didn't like this. So let's try it with another clip then. Perhaps with this clip, let's have a little look. So we can click and drag to the new icon, people dancing. All right, so let's give it a little go. Click on the icon and click and drag. And again, it will be processing. Phew, this one is taking longer to process, to generate. In the meantime, feel free to use our lovely shortcut for zooming in. Press plus, and you can see it a bit bigger, and this bit is being generated. And there it is, AI generated just for this bit. So let's have a look and see how the tool works. So I'm gonna click and drag, and you can see him moving, and then press play or space. And wow, oh my goodness, that is so cool. I can't tell that it's AI generated. It's a bit scary though, let's be honest. So if you wanted to view the video in full screen, you can also click on full screen video, press spacebar to play, escape to go back, this icon to go back to full screen, press spacebar. Let's have a look in full screen how the AI generated AI is. Wow, that was 2 more seconds of those people dancing, and I can't tell it's AI generated, and it's pretty scary, scarily good. So far I'm super happy and impressed with Generative Extend tool. I think that it works better for clips where someone is moving as opposed to static pose, like with the breakdancing video where towards the end that person was kind of more in a pose, static pose, not moving. And this one was a little bit better. All right, now we're gonna have a look at the search panel. But I feel like I've made a little mess of my Adobe Premiere Pro, so I'm just gonna go to Window, Workspace, and I can either go to my personal workspace or Essentials perhaps. And that will be another workspace. All right, so the next thing we're gonna talk about is the search panel. But I know I want to have the clip of dancing. Let's say this person dancing. So I'm gonna go to the search panel, which is this icon here. Very nice and easy. It's a search icon. You can choose everything, visuals, text, metadata, but just select everything. And you can say, ooh, let's see if curly hair works. And isn't that incredible? The curly haired person came up, although technically this person doesn't really have curly hair. Let's press on X and try something else. Perhaps I'll type headphones because this lady has headphones. And there we go. It just searched for headphones. Now let's say in the video there was a clip where someone was talking. You could also search words that were spoken. And perhaps we'll try this now. So we're going to double click to import media, double click here. And I'm actually going to grab a video of myself, I think, talking. I'm just going to grab one of the videos where I'm talking and you can see me talk and whatever. I'm going to click on import. And there I am. And I'm going to pop it here. And I'll have waveforms. This video was filmed in full HD, whilst this sequence is 4K, which is double the size. What you can do here in the audio form, you can double click over here, click, and it will enlarge it and expand it. And now you can have a better view. Anyway, so in this video, I'm talking about Photoshop, Adobe Photoshop. So let's see if I go now back to the search panel, press on X, and I write Photoshop. Wow, isn't that incredible? All of this is part of the metadata of my video. So in this video, it tells me exactly, like I have exactly what I say, first of all. So you can see I say top Adobe Photoshop top tips. It will look at my files that are called Adobe Photoshop. The video has Adobe Photoshop inside of it. So that is incredible. It will just look at all the files that have to do with Adobe Photoshop. So that was update number 2, and that was the search panel. Super cool. Now translate captions, which is the next update. So I have this video of me, which is in English, and I know it's smaller than 4K, so don't worry about this. It doesn't really matter right now. Let's talk about captions. So to do any captions related work, I quite like actually to go to Window, Workspace, and perhaps go to Captions and Graphics Workspace. So I like to change my workspace according to whatever I'm working on. And then over here, I'll see any text related panels. And the most important one, text. Now, if you can't find this panel, you can always go to Window, Text, and it will show up somewhere. So go ahead and look for it. All right, so I've added personal captions for some, but let's say I want to have captions for everything. Then I would click on Create Captions from Transcripts. Create Captions, and now it's creating, and you'll see over here a subtitle. It just added a whole bunch of captions in a very basic font format. All right, so you'll see over here listed everything I say in this video, all the captions, which is super cool. But now if you go to the 3 dots, you'll see Translate Captions. You can click on that and you can choose any language. So it detected automatically that I'm talking English. Great, I'm happy about that because you never know with my accent. And then over here, you can choose a whole bunch of languages that it can be translated to. Let's say French, for instance. Click on Translate. And now it's translating captions. It's already at 50%. And you'll see it's incredible. It created another track. So these are called tracks, by the way. You have audio tracks and video tracks and subtitle tracks. And you'll see an I. An I means it's currently showing, and that is the English subtitle. So I'm just going to click on the I to hide it. Now the subtitles, captions are gone. Next to it, you'll see subtitle FR, which I'm assuming is subtitles French. I'm going to click on the toggle or the eye to show it, and oh my goodness, the captions are now in French. So I'm just going to click on full screen and press space to play. And oh my goodness, all the captions are in French, and this is incredible. I'm so excited about this. This means that you can convert all the captions of any video and change the languages and translate, and it works so well. How exciting. So that was the Translate Captions update. And now for dynamic audio waveforms. The audio waveforms will now reflect the adjustments to volume on clips in Premiere Pro. So let's go ahead and go back to Premiere Pro and I'll show you. Perhaps let's zoom in so we can see a bit better. Plus. Now I would like you to make sure that you have a clip with sound. And I would like you to press P. Now P is the shortcut for the pen tool. P. And now what can happen is you can click here and you'll see a plus, so you click. You'll add a little anchor point. Click again over here to add another one, and click again over here to add another one. And now click on the middle one and go down or go up. And how cool! You will see the waveform adjust accordingly. And if you can't see it, remember you can zoom in and then scroll a bit. It's over here. Can you see? Go up, go down, and the waveform will change accordingly. How incredible. All right, so that was the waveform, the audio waveform that is dynamic. And now for the last update, which you may have noticed, or you probably haven't, because I didn't at first. So let's zoom in a little bit, plus, and scroll down so that we can see in between two clips. And you will now see the little rounded corner with a little white bit here, and it just makes it much clearer and easier to differentiate between the two clips. All right, my friends, so if you wanted to learn more about Adobe Premiere Pro, I have a class that I offer, which is a combination of Adobe Premiere Pro and Riverside FM, which is the best video podcasting software out there. And I teach both tools in a class, in a course, in how to create a video podcast for beginners. You learn a whole bunch of tools, and the link is below. And it's been an honor to teach you the Premiere Pro updates in April 2025. I hope you will use them, and I hope you learned a whole bunch of tips and tricks and shortcuts. So I'm Kate Silver, and as always, it's been a pleasure. See you soon.